That is generally the biggest problem. Well, I've ever had is what do you do after you get rich? What do you do after you've had this great alt season? Is it stable coins which almost fell apart last year with US USDC falling apart and USDT possibly falling apart this time round, or do you just sit in Bitcoin and feel the pain over 2 years? The decision is yours. Neither of them are
But
particularly fun.
on top of that, I think there's an extra risk this cycle, which is the DXY is just losing strength. So if you sit in dollar stablecoins, you're just going to lose strength versus everything. Not everything, because I don't think the dollar's going to go to zero, but it's definitely like even the what retracement in the DXY has been probably 10 to 15%. You're going to lose 15% on your whole net worth just sitting it all in dollars. Then you've got the extra thought process of like, what currencies do I need to sit it in just to protect against currency risk? And then you also probably want to make some sort of yield on it because you just having significant capital sitting there literally stagnant is just crap basically. So it's like there's a lot of headache, and that's why I said before we went onto this call, I said like, do I charge for anything at the minute? Like, and I don't do anything like that, but I think it could be worth like trying to create a group after the bull market as to where to and how to allocate during a bear because I think that's realistically the hardest thing to do.
Yeah,
In terms of trying to create yield and maximize what you want to do for the next bull, if the bear plays out the same way as it has before, it's flipping happy days because all we need to do is just sit and wait. But if it doesn't, and if things are changing and we're having a paradigm shift in crypto, like it's going to get super confusing, especially if we have this paradigm shift across the macro world as well, where like China or an alternative payment system. I listened to Russell Napier today, and he was talking about thinking about a potential alternative payment system. He wasn't talking about bricks or anything like that, but he was just discussing that the renminbi might start to take more strength, and he doesn't think it's going to be a world reserve currency, but he thinks that if something like that was to happen, people would need more gold to back it, and that could be a reason why gold's taken such a bid because they're going to have to shore that system up and show it as actually like a fair alternative. And I don't think he thinks it's quite ready yet, but in like what say a year's time, if things escalate, we could be closer to that world. I don't know. Like I think everything's so on a knife's edge at the minute, including like AI and what that might do to the world. It's like there's a lot to think about in terms of a investment world, and it's even more to think about if you're sitting on a large amount of stables